Hello fellow Illumineers, and welcome once again into the channel. Today I have 14 brand new cards to go over with you. These were dropped on Friday in a combination within the Discord and in the Q&A session that Lorcana did over on Twitter. So this officially closes out Frozen Emerald Week. We're moving into what's being called Lorcana Week. I believe this is like the last week of reveals, and then we go right into Gen Con next week. I'm super excited, it's so close. We're about to play a bunch of actual games with these cards. It's going to be great. But I'm not going to hold you here too long. We all know why we're here for these cards, right? So let's jump right into it. Alright, so the first card we got revealed was Megara, Pulling the Strings. She's a 2-cost inkable emerald character with 2 strength and 1 will, which is small stats, but she does have the ability Wonder Boy. When you play this character, another of your chosen characters gets +2 strength for the turn. So she's basically a 1-cost character herself with a 1-cost action card kind of baked in. She's really actually pretty good. At first look, I didn't really think too much of it, but being able to give 2 strength to another one of your characters and challenge up into something bigger, that's actually pretty good, right? Because you're not losing Megara, so you have a character that can then generate some lore for you in the following turns. You're still keeping this game piece while you're buffing another character. Generally, cards that do something that an action card does and stays in play are usually very good, so this will probably find its way into a couple of decks, especially in Emerald, which seems to be a very tricky type of class. The next card that we got revealed was Elsa, Queen Regent. She's a 4-cost inkable in Amethyst with 4 strength and will, and 1 lore. Really not too much to say about her. Nice artwork. Solid vanilla stats, maybe a little understated, like she could have had maybe another lore. There are some other vanilla characters with no effects that have more lore. So, not too much to say about her. Then the next card that was revealed took a whole bunch of people by surprise, myself especially included. I thought for sure it was going to be the Wicked Queen, but I guess maybe she's an Amethyst. Over on the Discord, the Lorcana HQ revealed Kuzco, the Temperamental Emperor. So not only is Kuzco one of my personal favorite characters, because I loved the movie as a kid, he's really, really powerful. 5 cost, 2 strength, 4 will, 3 lore, which is phenomenal. With Warn, your opponents can only choose Kuzco for challenges. So you can't use any kind of targeted removal on him, like they have the card in Steel, or like Fire the Cannons, anything like that. Cannot target Kuzco. And to complement that, he has his own personal ability.
No touchy!
If a character challenges Kuzco and Kuzco is banished, he can then banish the character that challenged him. So if something larger, like a Maui or something like that, swings in and Kuzco is banished, Kuzco will then in turn banish that character. This is a super strong combination of abilities, especially in Emerald, which, like I said, seems to be like controlling and like a tricky class, where you can stick him for 5. He has small stats, so you won't be using him to challenge, but he's a lore machine. So if you can put this in a deck with a lot of removal cards, a lot of action cards that take care of your opponent's characters, you're going to be able to kind of drop him on a board that may be empty, and now your opponent has to play a character that will stick around long enough to challenge Kuzco and take him out, right? So you can complement this with bodyguards to block Kuzco. You can, like I said, remove all their stuff. You could just play Kuzco, generate 3 lore, and then know that you're going to take a opposing character down with it. It's very strong. I really, really like him. I cannot wait to play test this card. It seems like it's going to be really annoying. The next card that got revealed after Kuzco was Genie. 2-cost, inkable 2/3, and 1 lore. So just a really solid all-around stat line for 2-cost. Nice to see some powerful lower-cost cards in Emerald as well that actually have good stats with them, so that you might be able to play pure Emerald down the line or not have to rely on something like Amber to supplement for smaller characters. Alright, the next cards were all revealed as part of the Q&A, which was starting off with Abu. 3-cost, 3/2, 2 lore. A little bit understated for me, but the lore makes up for it, I think. You have a little bit more game-winning potential for a little bit less stats, which I think is okay. Then they revealed another Ruby card in Scar. 8-cost, non-inkable, 6 strength, and 6 will, with only 1 lore. But Scar can shift for 6 on top of another one of your Scar characters. Thus far, I believe the cheapest is the 4-cost Ruby as well. That one has a little bit low on the will side, so I don't know how likely it is to stick around to kind of shift into this. And then the only other one that we have is the 6-cost Scar in Sapphire, which doesn't really make sense to play 6-cost and then 6-cost shift on top of it, so we'll see about that. His ability is actually pretty decent, Rousing Speech. When you play this character, ready your characters with cost 3 or less, and then they cannot quest for the rest of the turn. So this is definitely decent. You can do things like quest with the Abu, gain 2 lore, play Scar, ready him, now he can't be challenged. Or you can then use Abu to attack something else and then maybe take that down in a challenge as well. It's definitely a solid card. I'm not really sure where it fits yet. I feel like we want to shift. Maybe you do shift over the 6-cost just to be able to like challenge or quest with everything and then shift over your 6-cost and everything else readies. Rousing Speech seems really strong. If it's not going to be powerful in this set, it's definitely something that may get stronger as time goes on and we get more Scars to kind of shift over. Being able to ready your board is usually a pretty strong ability, so I want to test around with him. Nothing really jumps out to me right now, but I'm sure he's going to find a home somewhere. Alright, the next card is super surprising. I did not think we were going to see any characters from this movie for quite a while, but Lorcana pleasantly surprised us with John Silver, Alien Pirate, the one that has the most tags: Storyborn, Villain, Alien, Pirate, Captain, 5 Strength, 5 Willpower as well, and 2 Lore. With Pick Your Fights. When you play this character, and whenever he quests, chosen opposing character gains Reckless during the next turn. So that character cannot quest, and they have to challenge if able to. This card is really good. And like I said, Treasure Planet. I did not think we were getting Treasure Planet for a while. I'm super happy to see this in here. I enjoyed that movie. He's good too. Again, another good character. Being able to play this and then make one of your opposing characters that have been giving you trouble have to attack into you, super good. Then the ability to quest and make them do it again the following turn, also super good. It makes these item decks seem worse. You can't, if you have Belle or Maurice, you can't quest with them if they have Reckless. So Emerald kind of tells combo decks no, which I like. It's good gameplay, it's good back and forth, and I'm super excited to play with this card as well. Next card that's revealed was Captain Hook, Thinking a Happy Thought. He's 5 cost, Steel, 2 Strength, 5 Will, and he's thinking a happy thought, which to me was crazy, but that's why he's a Floodborn, so it's outside of the regular lore, but I thought it was super cool we could see Captain Hook actually happy for once, and flying around. Oh, little belly in the background. Hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, it's okay. Go ahead, love. So, Captain Hook has 2 abilities. One is Shift 3. You can play him over one of your other Captain Hooks for 3. And then also has Challenger plus 3. While challenging, gets 3 extra strength. Super good to challenge into things that are a little bit stronger. You wouldn't want to do that if you've shifted over him, because you're trading 2 characters for 1. And then his final ability is Stolen Dust. Characters with cost 3 or less cannot challenge him, which is pretty good. Since you're shifting on 3 with him, you can basically play him on turn 3 when your opponent only has characters that cost 3, and get a free quest knowing that they cannot challenge him back. The next 2 cards we got are a pair. The first was Horus, 3 cost, Inkable, 4/3 with 1 lore. Very solid vanilla stats. It's actually, I would say, perfect vanilla on the aggressive side, but I'm okay with that. And his partner in crime, Jasper, Common Crook, which is actually the more interesting of the 2. It's 3 cost, 2/4, solid stats as well, with 1 lore. And the ability, Puppy Napping. Whenever this character quests, chosen opposing character can't quest during their next turn. So, super good. It don't gain Reckless, so they don't have to challenge, they don't have to kind of die. But keeping them off of questing is also very, very strong. And on a 3 cost, that's great. You're slowing your opponent's game plan down at the very least, while you're establishing your own body that can quest for you. I think he's kind of underrated, but people are kind of picking up on it pretty quick. That's a pretty strong card. Alright, then the next couple cards we'll go over were Tinkerbell, 5 cost, Amethyst, 3/3, Peter Pan's ally, with 2 lore, kind of offsets the understated with the extra lore, and has evasive, so only characters with evasive may challenge her, and loyal and devoted is her ability, where your characters named Peter Pan gain challenger +1, they gain +1 while challenging. Alright, so she's pretty decent, just because of evasive and having 2 lore. Not too expensive either. Obviously understated, but that's okay because evasive, ideally, you want to have a situation where nothing can challenge her. I'm not totally sold on her. The artwork is fantastic, but obviously Giant Tank is better. The next card was Elsa Ice Surfer. 4 cost in Ruby, which I did not expect. A 3/4 with 1 lore. And the ability, That's No Blizzard. I wonder if it's the space station. Whenever you play a character named Anna, ready this character. This character can't quest for the rest of this turn. So we got the Elsa-Anna synergy going both ways now. If you have Anna in your hand, you quest with Elsa, you play Anna, ready Elsa, either to protect her from being challenged or to challenge something yourself. It's interesting. It would so far kind of lock you into Ruby Amethyst, because the only Anna we have is Amethyst, and I don't know if we're going to get another one at this point. Obviously, card gets better as more Annas are released. But right now, it just seems like an okay 4 job. It's a little understated, even with the ability to ready herself, because she needs Anna to do that. So by herself as a 3/4 for 1 lore, not great. But, yeah, it's okay. Not everything could be the biggest Elsa, so we'll get there. The next card, I'm going a little bit out of order. This is actually revealed afterwards, after everything was all said and done, and, like, super late at night, for me, anyway. Which was Jafar, Keeper of Secrets, another Floodborn. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Dreamborn card. I thought he was Floodborn, but he's Dreamborn. Okay. 4 cost Inkable, no strength, 5 will, 2 lore, with Hidden Wonders. This character gets 1 strength for each card in your hand, kind of like Slifer the Sky Dragon in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I don't know how good he is here. I believe it was like, on like a podcast video type of thing where they revealed this and somebody was joking like, oh yeah, you can play it with a whole new world and like get 7 cards in your hand and then trade into a 2-drop and it doesn't matter. But it's okay. You can definitely get the stats up there and then have him trade up with something. You can just have a bunch of strength on him after a whole new world. So him on 4, whole new world on 5, you have 7 cards in your hand, you quest for 2, and then kind of whatever challenges him is most likely going to be banished, right? Because you have 7 strength, and anything on turn 5 is most likely going to have 7 or less willpower. It's definitely not something to totally write off. It's something that's playable at the very least. I'm just not super crazy about it. Alright, and then the final card we have is our 8 cost non-inkable Elsa, Spirit of Winter. 4 strength, 6 willpower, 3 lore, with shift 6. You may play 6 to play her on top of any of the other Elsas. Most likely it'll be the 4 or 3 cost Amethyst. And she has her ability, Deep Freeze. When you play this character, exert up to 2 chosen characters. They cannot ready at the start of their turn, which is fantastic. This is the Elsa ability with the Anna ability, all baked into one. You get to lock 2 things down, and they can't ready, they stay locked. Now, the thing that's important to note is it was actually asked in the Q&A, if the opposing character is already exerted, can you choose them with Elsa's ability? To which they said yes. That's why she's legendary. And very, very strong. So you can choose any 2 characters, exerted or ready, doesn't matter. They will then exert, and then they will not be able to ready on their turn. This is super good. Now, this is the card you want to play Anna with. That's the one that helps Anna, because now you can lock 2, and then Anna can lock a 3rd, and you can play Elsa, and you could use your regular small 3-cost Elsa, turn her sideways with her ability, lock something down, then go up into big Elsa for 6, lock 2 other things down, then play Anna, lock the first. It's a lot. It's a lot of ink, but it's a lot of control. Super interesting. Fantastic card art. I'm super excited for this one. This is the big Elsa I've been waiting for, because we knew we were getting 2 more. We actually wound up getting 3. And seeing an 8 cost with that ability is super exciting, especially with Shift 6, which I didn't expect for some reason. Alright, everyone, that's all 14 cards that were revealed, all in one neat little bow. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you like the content, please leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all of these Lorcana reveals going into our final Lorcana week, and then stick around for our gameplay videos and deck build that'll be coming out as Gen Con wraps up and we finally have real product to play with, which is going to be super, super exciting. But that's going to do it for me, everyone. As always, follow us on our Twitter, Twitch, all that kind of stuff, descriptions down below, and have a magical day.